fire him. That's what I said in the last video. I was like, someone's gonna get fired. Someone needs to be fired. And that was just off of the little bit of information that I had. I'm assuming this video is gonna go more in depth on the situation that we talked about just last week. You know, it's okay to be a little woke bastard in just about 90% of life. But when it comes down to policing and military and border patrol and all of that stuff, that shit shouldn't exist. Oh, he tried to make excuses, but then immediately got destroyed by one of his own officers, anonymously posting pictures of his cruiser computer with the stand down order on it. Yeah, so there's pretty much nowhere to run, Chief. Not even Chief, Captain. Someone is to blame, bro. Someone's gonna get in trouble, and I guarantee you it's not gonna be some fucking buck sergeant. I guarantee you it's not gonna be some patrol officer. There's no way. Patrol officers, man, those are like, they're like the E4s of the army. They're just there to take orders and quite possibly give orders to like 1 or 2 people beneath them. That's it. They're not out there making these kinds of calls. If it was up to them, they probably would have showed up without direction from higher.
Especially if you have the Chief of Patrol, John Hine, here, telling his patrol officers, no, don't go to those calls. We don't want you protecting.
Oh, so the Chief of Patrol. Is that like a lower rank than the captain? The captain of the precinct? Who's the highest dog in that building? The captain, right?
No. Don't go to those calls. We don't want you protecting people. So much for the protect in protect and serve. Am I right? Because that's exactly what
it should just say, we chill. We chill until instructed otherwise.
Happened last week when a 911 call came in saying, hey, we're being surrounded by a group of people. They're ramming us with their vehicles. We need some fucking help. And Patrol Chief Hine said, no, hey, we're not going to help those people at all because that's...
I'm so glad that we now have a name with a name to go, a name and a face, right? To go with, because the last video we didn't know who the hell.
Totally not our job and what we're supposed to do. What a piece of shit. Allow me to paint you a picture so we can both understand this show a little bit better. ICE are doing raids in Chicago. Operation Midway with the Texas National Guard is coming in, and ICE agents go in and trying to get rid of all the illegal.
This dude right here, I swear. This guy looks straight up like one of my avatars from Call of Duty Ghosts.
National Guard is coming in, and ICE agents go in and trying to get rid of all the illegal aliens that are committing crimes. And I'm not saying all illegal aliens are committing crimes. I'm saying specifically they're going after illegal aliens, people that are in the country illegally, that have already committed crimes like armed robbery.
But some people think that, like, there's a lot of people out there that think that priority number 1 is just illegals overall. No, it's a very direct, specific type of illegal. They are going to, like, if you're just fucking Jose and you're just showing up to Home Depot every day looking for work, you're not their priority. You could be illegal to fucking back, bro. You're probably just working on fences, am I right? Or construction, or lawn maintenance, I could assume.
Robbery, burglary, shootings, sexual assaults, and they're wrangling them up to get them the frig out of here because if you can't play nice, you don't get to stay. Doesn't seem like such a radical idea.
And I honestly feel like if you just lay your head low, don't draw attention to yourself by protesting and fighting back, they may just ignore you if you're a law-abiding illegal. A long time ago, I came to terms that we were always going to have illegals in this country, right? I don't really feel like that faucet has been leaking for ages, forever, man. And it's a leaky faucet. It's always just going to be, there's always just going to be spillage into the country. And for the longest time, I was like, fuck it, man. Most of these illegals, they seem to be working their fucking ass off. At least back in the day, that's what I saw. Most of the illegals, most of them, check it, Mexicans. And where would you see them? I'm telling you, bro, Home Depot. Where would you see them? Lawn maintenance, cutting grass, landscaping, all that stuff. And we saw that and we were like, he's illegal, but man, he's out there doing that one job that, fuck that. I don't want to do that. I'm going to go work indoors, right? So for the longest time, that's how it was. But now, while those illegals still exist, you have a whole separate group now that is just out here acting out. And we have to get the ones that are acting out. I could see why that would make the law-abiding ones, which you're illegal, you're not really law-abiding, but you know what I'm saying? There's like a difference there. You're illegal, but chilling. They're illegal, highly dangerous. I hope that makes sense.
Idea? Well, just under a week ago, one of those operations are happening where ICE agents are going out looking for a dude. They find him, they're gonna snatch him up and grab him and get him out of here for all the crimes that he's committed, to include being here illegally. Well, what happens? Well, it turns out that all these ICE agents, while they're trying to effect this arrest, get absolutely ambushed by a massive crowd who end up surrounding all these ICE agents, throwing bottles and smoke bombs and rocks at their cars, having two separate cars ram into the ICE agents' vehicles in order to stop them. And during this chaos, rightfully so, the ICE agents...
And if these ICE agents get zero help, how long do you think they can hold out without using live ammunition?
You stupid, cowardly f***. Jeez, AC, you're a little pissed off right now. What's going on?
I wonder what he's looking like for promotion. Was he there? Was he almost there? Was he at the cusp? Because in my experience, leadership or high-ranking individuals doing out-of-character shit or downright retarded shit, it's usually a sign that they're trying to suck up some way, somehow, because there's a promotion in sight very soon. I've seen dumbass non-commissioned officers do way out-of-character shit just because there was a colonel in the area. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Are you okay? What's happening? It's like your circuits got rewired. What's the matter with you?
What John said. See John here? So this jizz
I kind of want to Google it right now just to see.
named John tells dispatch, who's
gotta be
already
some kind
sent
of
officers
repercussion.
to drive over there and assist those ICE agents who are being overrun by a mob of people, ramming them with their cars, and says, nope, 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 stop them, stop the patrol guys, push them back, push them right back to where they were. We're not doing any of this. Screw them, they're on their own, which is disgusting. I could go on for an hour about how absolutely disgusting that is. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine calling 911 saying, hey...
Could you imagine if you were a little sympathizing bastard that sympathized with like Al-Qaeda or Taliban at the time, and you gave the order to firefighters to not respond to the Twin Towers burning? Imagine that. I know that's like on a completely different scale, but dog, it's almost kind of the same thing. Like that's atrocious behavior on every level.
You know what? I'm a Republican in a Democrat-run city. This
has to be illegal. It just has to be. How the fuck Hire hasn't come? Well, they gotta investigate, right? There has to be a proper investigation, probably. But I mean, it's right there. It seems pretty cut and dry. At the very least, put out a statement that this fucker has been fired, or since transferring won't do anything, man. He either needs to resign or get fired.
Attacked by Democrats and some fucking jizzbag in a police uniform as an administrator, not a beat cop, not a worker.
Beat cops won't do stuff like this. They would never. Their initial instinct is to go into the direction of gunfire or into the direction of chaos. That is every officer's immediate instinct. So without meddling from higher command, those police officers actually do their job, and ICE actually has a better time, I suppose, trying to accomplish their mission.
Jizzy admin is out there.
But you're essentially law enforcement, and you're sitting back while terrorists do terrorist things.
You see how all the negative potential outcomes that could happen snowballing from that? You see that? You see that, John? Maybe when some people call for help, or anybody calls for help on 911, you just fucking go there. You just fucking go there. Oh, but not John. John's smart.
It's like a surgeon that's working like the 3 a.m. shift inside of the ER, and he tells all of the drivers for the EMT trucks, he's like, hey, stay out of those specific neighborhoods because those specific neighborhoods, yeah, they support ICE. Really? Really? That's the same thing, John. Imagine medical services telling ambulances, nope, fuck that, don't care if they die because, you know.
Hey, wow. Hey, see, how could it possibly get any worse than that? How could it get worse? Let me tell you. Would it surprise you to know that the woman, one of the two people ramming their cars into these ICE agents' vehicles, well, she was already known by law enforcement. Miss Miramar Martinez was already posted all over social media and in a whole bunch of groups that are protesting ICE. Hey to all my gang, let's f those motherfuckers up. Don't let them take anyone. So now,
Jesus,
this massive gang attack seems more.
What a nice young woman, right? Delightful. That's, I'm sure, wherever her father is, he's got to be proud, right?
Like a planned and orchestrated event. Good thing you didn't help out those federal officers in your city on a planned orchestrated event from a known agitator, John. But wait, there's more. Because almost immediately, the administration and the Chicago Police Department and the governor's office and the mayor started trying to put out the fires and saying, whoa, wait a second now. We were just sending officers to the outskirts of that environment to check it out, not get involved.
Yeah, 911, send firefighters. The whole fucking forest is on fire. Yeah, all corresponding units, yeah, just pull up to the perimeter. Don't get out the hoses. Let's just see what happens. There goes another 4 fucking states, cause we're just waiting around. All right, makes sense.
We didn't pull them back. No, God. We would never send officers there and tell them not to go and assist. No.
Yeah, we would never send firefighters to a fire and tell them not to assist.
They were there monitoring the situation to assist.
Yeah.
Monitoring it, right? Okay.
Yeah, you're like that one fucking defender that's not doing a lick of fucking defense. You're just standing in the fucking corner waiting for someone to pass you the ball so you can get a free 3. No, man. Help! So stupid.
Okay. Well, thank God that there's some fantastic officers in the.
It doesn't matter how you spin it, how you look at it, or how you try to justify it. It's still stupid. Once you're done coping, it's still retarded.
Chicago Police Department that took screenshots of their CAD or computer-aided dispatch. Think of it like an email that you get for each call that you go on that gets updated with more and more information. Cacao. Oh, what's that say? Right there, baloney.
Damn. How did I'd really like to know the thought process. When you do stuff, you have a plan, right? Most of us, before we do something, we have a plan for anything, even just making fucking coffee, right? You got a plan that goes into that. So like, and when it comes to more complicated shit, you usually have steps that you'll probably go through in your head. Multiple steps, actually. I would like to know the plans and the blueprints and the schematics that were in your head that made you think that you could do something like this and it would go unnoticed during and after the fact. This really does seem like it had zero foresight, almost like a child did it. For most adults, when we try to be sneaky about something, that's exactly what you're gonna see, some flat out sneakiness. There was nothing sneaky about this. This was blatantly retarded, in your face, up front, live, in 4K, with no desire to try to obfuscate, no desire to try to like hide or nothing. Just wow, holy ass.
Security, HSI, and ICE.
But it's Chicago, so it's probably nothing good if it's not her.
They're all making this up to make us seem bad.
DHS says that CBP officers shot and wounded a woman in Chicago yesterday after, they say, she allegedly rammed a law enforcement vehicle. The spokesperson for DHS, Tricia McLaughlin, accused Chicago police of leaving the scene and refusing to assist agents in securing the area. What do you know about this incident? Were federal agents boxed in? and assaulted.
It's really hard to know exactly what the facts are, and they won't let us access the facts. They are just putting out their propaganda, and then we've got to later determine what actually happened.
On Saturday, they escalated even further by shooting a U.S. citizen. They claimed it was defensive fire. But frankly, we cannot trust anything that comes out of the administration.
But wait a second, doesn't that go?
Wait, hold on.
On Saturday, they escalated even further by shooting a U.S. citizen. They
Are you talking about ICE?
claimed it was defensive fire. But frankly, we cannot trust anything that comes out of the administration.
So, then wouldn't it have been in your best interest? Oh my God, this is so, unless I'm stupid, this is so dumb. Had your police department actually gone to the scene, then maybe that girl doesn't get shot. You don't want this to happen, right? Oh, this is absurd that a girl was shot. Well, in your outrage, wouldn't it have been beneficial prior to make sure that cops were there supervising ICE do their job so that nothing got out of hand or nothing escalated? Or wouldn't it have been in your best favor to actually send police officers when they got called there to make sure that nothing would happen? That way they wouldn't have to defend themselves, because you don't have to shoot anybody if you don't have to defend yourself.
But frankly, we cannot trust anything that comes out of the administration.
That is such a non-statement, and you didn't even acknowledge you acknowledge nothing. Oh my God, we're having two completely different conversations, man. I think it's just absurd that a young woman died. Oh, but by the way, yeah, we didn't send cops, so yeah, that young woman died. It's almost like y'all didn't send law enforcement just so that something bad would happen so that you could be outraged and play the victim about it afterwards. Yeah, I see right through y'all's bullshit. We've all seen this so many times before. Oh Lord, I said this in the last video, didn't I? It's like coming back to me now. I'm remembering back to that last video we did. I was like, maybe they're just doing this, right? Stand down, and whatever happens, it's on ice. And y'all were probably thinking, oh, a girl died. Our plan worked. It's on them now. No. You thought, wow, y'all planned this about as poorly as fucking Juicy Smollett planned his fucking fake hanging.
Day or two later, the chief of police, the commissioner of the fucking Chicago Police Department came out and said this.
So although we do not engage in immigration enforcement, we are going to enforce the law when the laws are violated. So let me be clear to the public about certain things. Federal agents are officers. They are agents of law enforcement. If you box them in with vehicles, it is reasonable for them to believe that they are being ambushed. And it's reasonable for them to use force based on those conditions. Do not box in any law enforcement officer.
Here's how it
My dude, you're not addressing the problem either. You're not addressing. They wouldn't have boxed those officers in had your officer showed up. Oh my God. If this was me trying to lie to my parents when I was a kid, man, they would have already whooped my ass. Go ahead, say another lie. Say another. You know what? Close fist this time. Say another goddamn lie. I swear to God, the next words that come out of your mouth better be the fucking truth, or I'm killing you. Right? I guess y'all never went through that.
Let's continue with the story, right? So here we are in the thick of things. ICE agents surrounded. Beer bottles, smoke bombs, rocks, cars ramming them, calling out for help. Well, what happens when help doesn't arrive? Well, one of those cars goes to ram the freaking ICE agents over and over and over again. And now the ICE agents are out of their car because they're stuck and screwed. They're like, oh, what are we gonna do? They had to leave one of their vehicles, which was later completely destroyed. Yeah. Thanks a lot, John. They ended up having to shoot one of that crazy broad, Martinez.
Oh.
Because she was ramming
Well, in that case, I'm sure that her dad was proud of her, you know?
somebody else. Maybe I lost you there because I'm getting a little irritated. You have a massive event of baggery going on, and the police being told, don't assist them. What do you think's gonna happen with that massive amount of baggery?
They knew exactly what was gonna happen which is why they proceeded with this plan, because their plan was to make ICE look bad so that they can turn around and be like, see, these are Donald Trump's people. It's the dumbest shit. It's the absolute, it's the pinnacle of dumbassery.
But all that could have potentially been avoided if Jizzy John here, that's his name, write it on every fucking bathroom door in Chicago. Jizzy fucking John here told his fucking officers, don't help federal agents, don't help your brothers in blue, even if they're on the fucking federal side. No. Now,
And this guy is probably not going to get fired. That's the worst part. Everyone above him is just as corrupt, retarded, and incompetent. Yeah, this is pretty much done. They made their statements, albeit very, very stupid, didn't make sense, didn't address shit. They're all cut from the same cloth, right? Dumb. And they all look out for one another. So, I don't know, man. Maybe they say that maybe he goes on administrative leave. And in 2 months, when everyone stops caring about this and it's no longer news, they'll give him his job back. Easy as that. That's how that works, I feel. This is pretty much done at this point.
Finale. Some people were still trying to say, wait a second. That Chief Jizzy John, all right, he was actually acting lawfully because of Illinois' Trust Act, which was passed in 2017, when being a sanctuary city was just the coolest. Let me give you a quick breakdown of what the Illinois Trust Act was about. Its purpose is to limit local police involvement in federal immigration enforcement and protect undocumented residents from deportation based on interactions with local law enforcement. Local law enforcement. And its key provisions are, it prohibits law enforcement from detaining individuals based on immigration detainers or warrants not issued by a judge. So, if Jizzbag John here wants to say, I was just following the Trust Act. No, because the first clause says you just can't detain anybody based on immigration detainers or
Didn't say you couldn't assist.
Or warrants not signed by a judge. So that means you can still go and assist a federal agency in their duties when they call out for help.
They can put on the cuffs, they can do the paperwork, they can do all of the things in between. You just assist. Well within your right to do that. I knew that, and I had no idea about that fucking law. And why did I know that? I don't know, man. Common sense, really. Because it just makes fucking sense. And sometimes, not all the time, when things just make fucking sense, it's because they're supposed to be that way. They're supposed to go that way. It's supposed to happen like that. So,
because they're being run over by a mob and getting smashed into by vehicles. I can't say this enough. This fucking moron said people are getting rammed with vehicles, and I'm not going to go and help with that. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Key provision 2. It forbids law enforcement from holding someone solely on a request from federal immigration agents like ICE. Once again, this is a mob attacking somebody, not the Chicago Police Department detaining somebody.
A lot of shit goes out the window whenever a riot starts, man. One thing in particular, civility.
For ICE. This is, I need help, I'm having vehicles run me over.
Yeah.
Not, hey, can you help us get this warrant done?
The ICE, the ICE were the victims in that scenario, right? I don't know, some people are going to say, how are they the victims? They're the ones with guns. Look how much restraint they exercised in all of this. They only killed one person. Man, something like this shit happens to us when I'm deployed. Oh, bro, there's multiple people dead. There's multiple people on the fucking ground, right? It's like, lucky it was just one.
Can you help us kick in this door? I need you to hold this person in your holding cell for the next couple hours. None of that. It is just, hey, we're being beaten and broken and rammed with fucking cars, Jizzy John. We need some help because people are gonna get hurt. Which
at that point, ICE doing their job is no longer a thing. They're no longer there in a let's just deport you capacity. It has escalated into we need your help dealing with getting attacked. ICE in the capacity of deporting people, that's no longer the case. That is ICE in the situation of they're in dire need of help. That they're not going to proceed with daily duties or routines as per what their main mission is. Right now, this is a mission of survival. And they thought that you were going to help them, but because y'all are piss poor.
They did. So, good job, John.
Nice job, man.
Good job, fucking John. And
Thank you for succumbing to Trump derangement syndrome, man. Appreciate it.
the fucking administration from the Chicago.
It's okay to hate him. It's okay to not like him. It's okay to not agree with anything he says, man. But when you take all of that and use that as the sole reason for being butt fucking retarded, I can't take you seriously. It's okay to not agree with the president, and it's okay to not like him, okay? I didn't like the last one, you know? But that it's not gonna make me go out into public and be weird. And y'all need to stop doing that. Y'all need to stop letting one man ruin your whole life. Y'all ruin your whole life for one man. Some of y'all get fired for one guy. So some of y'all piss in your boss's face because of one guy, right? Some of you throw away your whole careers. Some of you cancel yourselves because of one man. I couldn't stand Joe fucking Biden, but guess what? Nothing bad happened to me because I didn't do dumb shit. But I'm preaching to the choir, man. I don't feel like there's that much information left to... Let's just read some comments. Pretty much said everything I needed to say. Remember that whole FEMA ignoring people's homes with signs? Pepperbox Farms remembers. The only one shocked here is... The only one shocked here is Hassan's dog. Have y'all seen that? It's the most pathetic shit, isn't it? Not assisting ICE in its operations is one thing, what I said. Not answering assaults with a deadly weapon because it's ICE is leagues different, exactly. Somehow the former is legal, but the latter is so much closer to insurrection. Remember when deporting someone who was here illegally was just the normal thing to do and no one blinked twice? At all, whatsoever. They were just like, hey, what happened to that guy? Got deported. Oh, damn. Sucks. That was it. If me and my family moved to another country illegally and they kicked us out, I don't expect a single fucking local citizen to feel bad for me. What am I gonna do as they're walking me out in handcuffs? I have a right to be here. This is my God-given right to live in your country. Undocumented. How dare you? Wait till I tell Don Lemon. See how stupid that sounds whenever you reverse the roles? It sounds dumb, doesn't it? My old army buddy is a beat cop in Chicago. Wow, he really wanted the action. Fuck, dude. Or maybe he just didn't get any action in the army and he knew for a fact he would see action in Chicago. Or maybe that's where he's from. I don't know, but good lord. It says old John got his tire slashed while parked on PD property last week. Wonder what that was about. And I guarantee if you check the security footage, you're gonna see 45 seconds of missing footage. They're gonna ask around and everybody's gonna be like, I don't know, man. I was at the perimeter, remember? I don't know who did that. I was standing down, remember, John? You told me to go do nothing. I was just doing nothing. I don't know what happened to your tires. You piece of shit. What'd you say? Nothing. I have an itch. We need a binder on this chief of patrol. Oh, where's Fat Electrician? Yo, don't summon Fat Electrician willy-nilly. That's like summoning Beetlejuice. Better have a good goddamn reason. As a former captain of my 4th grade safety patrol, even I know to send units to officers in distress. They're taking the juice boxes and the Lunchables! Send back up now! Yeah, sorry, John. It's been a rough week for people named John on my channel. We got this John right here. We got the John from the last video. Something's wrong with that guy. The Delta Force guy? No, not even Delta Force. He was Special Forces till he got fired. He was sleeping. He was doing Bill Cosby type stuff. He was like putting guns in people's faces. When I say people, I mean women. You know, I will say one last thing, John. You know you can just hit women, right? You don't have to shoot them. You could just hit them. I feel like you would get significantly less jail time. I'm not saying you should. And I'm not advocating for it, but if the choices were shoot her or hit her, well, you better fucking beat the shit out of her, I guess. I don't know, man.